Package 4V Phantom.
Do you see the problem here? Somehow, this problem is becoming more and more prevalent. This seems like an issue that there is no end to. Each year, more and more games are being released unfinished. Some games are unplayable at launch. Do you have any games in mind that you played at launch that were released unfinished? Leave a comment down below letting me know what game that was. I'm genuinely curious. For me, there's too many of them. Too many games are being released unfinished nowadays. Games like No Man's Sky.
Objection, Your Honor. Who the fuck is interrupting my court? It is I, Sean Murray, of the Hello Games Incorporated, and I highly protest to this man's words. I, Sean, hereby declare that, yes, the game was shitty at launch, but we have put in our blood, sweat and cum 4 years making this game perfect. For God's sake, we are an indie developer who fixed the damn game after launch. Go bitch about that to Todd from Bethesda, why don't you? Order in my court. I will not tolerate such abhorrent disregard of the rules in my court.
But No Man's Sky was able to recover after launch, but they still provided a poor experience to their customers at launch. Then there's Call of Duty, where you don't get a finished product until the middle of April.
This, an out-of-season April Fool's joke.
Earlier in the 2010s, we had Assassin's Creed Unity. Do I even need to bring that one up? I mean, Unity is fixed now, but after how many years? Then you got Batman Arkham Knight. That was completely broken at launch on PC. People were barely allowed to play the game. Cyberpunk 2077. Don't get me wrong, I still really enjoyed that game. Like really, I love that game. But the amount of bugs and glitches in that game almost rendered it unplayable on the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game on launch. I played on PC. I still had a lot of bugs and glitches, but it wasn't unplayable. To those PS4 and Xbox players, you took their money and laughed in their face. You gave them a product that you've been promising them for 8 years. That didn't work. These games are rendered unplayable. Not just buggy, but sometimes it's literally unplayable, which should be unacceptable for any game releasing on launch day. Sometimes the worst part is, these companies will market the shit out of their game right before launch, telling you how ready it is and how finished it is. But once you get it in your hands, it crumbles like dust. What exactly is the issue with releasing games unfinished? How about we start with the most important reason for you, the game studio. As a game development studio, you should have a certain amount of reputation, a certain amount of credibility that you have as a studio. All of that is wrecked and ruined when you lie to the people in the promotional material. Studios spend so much of their money on advertising and marketing when they should be focused on spending that money finishing their fucking game. Studios spend all that time and money just to have their reputation and hard work dragged through the mud. All for the hype. For what? For absolute failure, ruining your reputation. Falling from grace. Unlike my Discord server, which is all hype, action, and for gamers. The link to this amazing Discord server will be in the description. You've delivered us a completely different, broken experience than what we originally paid for through your manipulative marketing. You can't just make a really cool new game to sell to us gamers fair and square. If you still don't believe me, then please listen to these fellow gamers who have been hurt and attacked by these malicious game studio practices of releasing unfinished games. We hope that you finally hear us, and we hope that you take us seriously.
Call the first witness to the stand.
ask you a question real quick. Let's say you buy a brand new coat. You spend lots of money on it, you're real happy with it, it looks real sexy, and you can't wait to get it and put it on so you can bag loads of hot bitches. And you wait a few weeks for this coat to arrive, and eventually the day comes, and your glorious garment arrives in the post. And you open the box, all excited like a little kid on Christmas, and you find that the coat's sleeves aren't sewn on, and that half the buttons are missing. So you ring up the people that you bought this coat from, and you ask them very politely, are they mentally deranged? Are they devoid of brain cells? What the fuck is going on here? My coat isn't finished. Why have you sent me an unfinished coat, you morons? And they say, oh, we're really sorry about this, but don't worry, we're going to send a seamstress over to your house a few times over the next couple of months to put it back together and fix it up for you properly. And we guarantee that within 6 months, your coat will be functional. Answer me truthfully, would you be happy with this? Would you be even remotely satisfied with this? No, you wouldn't. So why the fuck do you allow game developers and game companies to do it, huh? Stop allowing game developers to sell you unfinished shit, you morons. Get some standards.
The second witness is to be called now. I may remind the jury that, as the case file suggests, this gentleman has been through a lot, and doctors appointed by the court have determined he suffers from PTSD. Proceed.
I can't fucking believe it. What happens? I got Cyberpunk. I was so hyped. I was so fucking hyped. And what happens? Just everything fails. Everything breaks. My life, broken. The game, broken. My hopes and dreams. I fucking hate this. Fix your fucking games.
The next witness is joining us through Skype from hell. This may get uncomfortable, as I'm being informed he is a weeb. Proceed, but with caution.
So I started playing Cyberpunk, right? I got no bitches. But then I switched to GTA, and then I got hella bitches. Thanks, eHarmony, for getting bitches on my dick. After I smashed the 2 prostitutes on fucking Cyberpunk, Phantom suggested GTA, because that's a finished game.
Maybe Cyberpunk was just an early April Fool's joke.
Do we have your attention? Do you see what you've done to us and this industry? Dear game studios and developers, finish your games.
Boobies.
Speaking of listening, have you heard of the Krakpot Podcast? It's my podcast that I do with 2 other co-hosts, 2 of which are gamers in this video. Sometimes we'll do funny shit posts on that channel too, not just the podcast. Why don't you go give that a listen after this video? What do you think? Do you think that game studios will be able to fix this industry-wide problem in the future? Let me know in the comments below. I actually do read those. As well, can we give a big round of applause for the gamers who rose up and stood their ground? Do go check out their channels, which will be linked in the description. Thank you again for being here and making it to the end of the video. Just know that even if it's just one person here by the end, know that I appreciate you. If you ever feel like you have a hard time making someone's day, just know that you made mine. Till next time, signing off, gamers.